Hello, everyone. Hey, welcome to this free masterclass fireside chat today, August 30th. So what I'd like to do is get out of here for a moment and go to my computer and play El Hadra. It's a beautiful, what feels like a Middle Eastern instrumental that will help to balance your brain. Okay, make sure everybody's muted. Make sure you're muted. So what I'd like you guys to do is create sacred space right now, however you want to create your sacred space. And it's important that you disengage from the world and from everything that's going on. Contain your boundaries, contain your space. And just ask your brain to follow the beat. El Hadra means the mystic dance.
Kenji, we can't hear it.
Oh, you can't hear it. Oh, thank you.
You have to go into share screen and then click on share sound.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we got another Zoom tech person. All right, well, let's try that since this is a master class and fumbling around. Okay, let's see. I'm going to, oh, wait a minute. Let me do this also. Turn on transcription. Okay, go to
Share screen and then click on the button in the left lower corner that says share sound.
okay, hold on. Share screen. And then
Share sound.
do I click advanced sharing options?
Do you have the music on your clicked up on your dashboard, on your lower dashboard, and then it needs to be there, and then you go to share screen and click on share sound, and it should bring up the video.
Oh, no, I have it playing on an open page in my computer.
Oh, well, I'm not sure how that's going to work then, Kenji.
Okay, well, thank you for that. I'm going to have to experiment with that then. Let's see, can share spontaneously all participants. Yeah, it doesn't have the share sound option. Okay, so forget that. Okay, let's get back to the overview. And I will share with you kind of why I'm doing this. So about 2 weeks ago or so, I got guided, my fans need a call. And they need kind of like a group connection and all of that. Things that we love to do together, you know, Starseed. So I thought about it and go, well, let's see, what can I do? So I thought, yeah, maybe a fireside chat. Well, let's make it a master class. We'll bring in some teachings. We'll bring in the Arcturians, and we'll do some really deep sharings, and we'll just see how it goes. So we're going to kind of wing it a little bit. But let's just share with you what I wrote down. Oh, and today is a blue moon. It's the last blue moon of this year. Apparently, there won't be another one for another 1 year. So in several cultures, the blue moon is a symbol of change, transformation, and new beginnings. Embark on a transformative journey of unity and healing with our upcoming free master class, guided by the benevolent presence of the Arcturian Teaching Council and guides. That's what they told me, Teaching Council. Okay. We will assemble in a sacred space, enlisting the aid of our highest frequency guides. So you want to call in your highest frequency guides now, folks, and any angelic companions that you dearly love. You're more than welcome to invite any of your friends, family members, and pets to this fireside chat. We're calling starseeds, indigos, and way showers to this free masterclass on how to move through the earth changes and transition zone. Make sure you're muted, you guys. World events are dictating a coming together of the tribe to love, support, and help heal each other in these uncertain times. For the keynote energy of this year is change, emphasize change. I will interact with you as time permits in responding to your sharings, using my 50 plus years in the field in bringing forth the wisdom teachings. We will be assisted by the Arcturian Teaching Council and guides. We'll be calling in our highest frequency guides and the support of the angelics on this sacred space and platform for each of you to share and express where you are at and where you want to go in New Earth transition. This masterclass will be like a fireside chat, very, how shall we say, informal, kind of laid back, be yourself kind of thing. You can freely share the deep emotions that are being triggered through world and planetary events. It is also an opportunity to come together energetically, as we are doing right now, in sacred space and re-meet one another. Okay, and you're always welcome to bring a friend to the replay. It's always nice to listen with other people. Because as you know, when we come together, we can create a very powerful group energy that we can channel to the earth and humanity for their awakening and healing. And it was suggested that before this event to meditate, light a white candle, burn some Sai Baba incense if you have that kind of incense, and anoint your forehead with a frankincense essential oil. And a detox bath is recommended before the event and or after, and allow time for integration as always, and drink water. Okay, so let's get to this live call here. All right, let me put myself, oh, I am on speaker view. All right, let's do this. Oops, hold on. Oh, never mind, I won't do that. All right. So let's close our eyes and just bring our awareness to breathing, breath in and breath out. Like in the Karate Kid, breath in, breath out. We just made that up. So we're going to breathe in the light of transformation and exhale. Just let go of extra stuff that you may be carrying, extra burdens, extra stuff, other people's stuff. Just let it go on the out breath. It'll be recycled back into prime creator energy. Make sure you're grounded with the new earth. And hold on, I have to see here for a moment who's not muted, because I hear some background noise. Okay, so stay with your breath and keep breathing. Now, if you do this correctly, breathing in through the nose and exhaling through the mouth, your body's going to begin to feel tingling and lightness. You want to be grounded and expanded at the same time. So for you star trippers, you want to keep your feet on the new earth. Okay, I can't seem to find where the noise is coming from, so let me do this.
Sangeeta Kocher is the only one I can see.
I messaged her to mute herself, please.
Okay. Was that Sangeeta that spoke?
No, it's Christine, and Sangeeta's unmuted. She needs to mute herself, or you can mute her.
Yeah, I'm trying to mute her. Okay. She won't mute from my end. That's really strange. I don't know. Okay, Mercury, you're supposed to be moving forward now. Okay, anyway, Sangeeta, make sure you're muted. Okay, let me go back to breathing. Okay, and bring your focus into the heart. And imagine that you have three flames that comprise the trinity of your heart center. So you want to activate the three flames. And they should begin to feel when you activate, they should begin to look and feel like they are coordinating with one another, that they are kind of like doing a dance, that they are connected to each one. And open up your root chakra. Stabilize with the new earth. We're going to bring in higher frequency new earth vibrations all the way up to the 12th. Now open up your crown chakra to the level that is most comfortable for you, so as not to get overloaded with this call today. So open it up to the level that is most comfortable, to where your brain can handle the incoming energies. Open up the throat. Open up the hand chakras. We're going to call them the Arcturians right now, the teaching council. They're going to show you another way to balance and harmonize your sacral chakra. That's your sacred womb space. So you're going to open up your imagination, open up your clairvoyance, your pineal and pituitary. Now, the Arcturians work in many different ways with very high level of healing work. So you may have visuals, you may hear sound, you may feel sensations of movement and frequency. You may have a knowingness of what is happening. So trust what you get. This is a very important chakra to keep balanced and harmonized. Now, today, we can say that most people on the planet are having difficulty with this chakra, because in part it has to do with the balance of the polarities that are part of this, how we say, earth life. So you want to hold the intention of balanced integration, the balancing of the forces that interplay through your sacral chakra. So that would be the masculine and the feminine, the yin and the yang. The Arcturians will also work with you on the next chakra up, the solar plexus. This, again, is very much in play on the world stage. That acting out of the power struggle, shall we call it. It also has to do with your relationship with God Creator. And it has to do with your relationship with your higher self. And just keep breathing in. Keep breathing in what is being given to you through the Arcturians. Whatever you feel is emerging in your body, just breathe into that. Whatever is emerging, whether it's pain, whether it's movement, whether it's heat, cold, shivering, nauseousness, whatever it might be, just breathe into that and just fully accept it and be with it. If you become lightheaded, just think about your feet. Okay, now making sure that your feet chakras are wide open to receive from New Earth and the Arcturians. You can now ask for to come into your body, into your field through your feet chakras, your Earth Star chakra, that which you are ready for regarding your next step. So this is your next step on all levels, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, energetically, physically. And you're going to hold the belief, the thought, the choice that you are divine creator manifested in form. So intend that from deep within your heart space, that you are acknowledging that you are, that means you, the spirit, you are a divine creator manifesting in form. Okay, so just let everything continue. Ask the Arcturians to stand in the background of your awareness and that they may come into your complete awareness as needed during this call today. So during this call, if you have any questions to them, just ask. You can think of the color blue as you do this as well. Cobalt blue. Okay. So you can open up your eyes now if you wish. I'm going to put us on gallery view. So again, the intention is to support you with where you want to be in your life, or just to support you where you are now currently, what you are experiencing. Like to know if you have any questions about the future of where this planet is going or where you're going. You know, the last 3.5 years has brought up pretty much everything you can think of regarding the shadow aspect of all of us. So some are dealing with it very nicely and graciously. Others are having a big wrestling match with the shadow aspect. And people have gone unconscious or crazy. Kind of the same thing, right? So if you just look at the world and what's happening with everybody, don't know what else you can experience collectively than what's happening now. I mean, it's a whole gamut of everything, from the most crazy to the most sublime and profound. So I'm going to open up this platform, this container, for anyone to share. Whatever you'd like to share, you can ask a question. If you ask a question, please make it relevant for the whole group, because we are here to learn from each other, to support each other, to be kind to one another, but basically to be supportive, because a lot of star seeds right now are feeling a bit lonely, and where's my tribe kind of a thing, and like, woo, right? So we're doing these calls because we don't really have another way to do it other than in person to like get connected. And you can always use a replay of these calls to, again, recreate that feeling of connection and loving support. So as you all know, you all support one another and whatever you're going through. So just know that. So this is a very open space. It's a very supportive space. We want you to be free in your sharings. We want you to be authentic. Just be yourself, basically. But if you're having difficulties, please share that. You don't want to hold that in, because then that becomes a held in emotion. It becomes repressed, and then it can manifest as an illness, a disease, or an accident. Okay, so the floor is open, you guys.
How do you know if you're a star seed?
Okay, hold on. What did I do here with this? Cancel that. You are on the call. You are starseed.
I am?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you weren't, you wouldn't be on this call. You wouldn't have been attracted to this call, but there was something that called you to this call. You know, starseeds, some are waking up. Some have been awake, and a lot are in between. Now they say some souls are old, some souls are new, but think about this. All souls were born at the same time, so to speak, right? So theoretically, we don't have old souls or new souls, but some souls have been here for maybe the first time, and that can be very tricky. Oh my God. Just imagine if this was your first incarnation and you ended up experiencing what we're experiencing today. Oh my God, what a shock, right? And some of us have been around the block and go, oh boy, here it goes again, just like in Atlantis. Okay, send help. So it's good to have humor. Yeah, so if you're on the call, you are a starseed. Starseeds normally do not think like everybody else. So nod your head if that's like a correct thing with you. If you're the oddball, the black sheep of the family, if you were listening to a different beat of the drummer, so to speak, right? Not a crowd pleaser, or in other words, you're not a sheep. You know, you don't follow along and like do this and do that. You know, starseeds could be indigos. Those are the system busters. Those are the ones that speak out. They don't take any nonsense. But starseeds can also be very gentle, and maybe too gentle in a way, right? And sit back a little bit too much and feel too much and all that. So if you're empathic, if you're clairvoyant, you're a starseed. If you know stuff that other people just have no grasp of, like, what? And you're a starseed. So I hope that helps. Okay. I myself in my business am having to recreate my business and my branding and all that. And boy, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a headache, but it puts you through whatever resistance you have to making change in your business. Like doing sales videos, not my most favorite thing to do. Content writing, I love doing that, but doing videos, not my favorite thing. But a lot of us that have a business, we're being called to upgrade. Well, what are you going to upgrade to if you're not sure, right? That's the challenge. Luckily, I have a good business support team with me here. And if you need one, just let us know, because we always like to network and refer. So some of you are having challenges with, okay, my business is not quite working income-wise. What do I got to do to change all this up? So that takes a bit of deep pondering, right? Contemplation, asking, all right, show me a way, show me a way. So if you don't ask, you won't be shown necessarily, right? So ask the Arcturians tonight to show you another way, in a business sense, with your practice. I'm getting people that go, wow, I've been told I'm a healer, or I'm just starting to study this or that. And, I want to do this for a living. And like, I don't know quite how to start, where to go. Yeah, I was there back in 15 years ago, almost 20 years ago. I fumbled around, man. I fell down a lot, man. Wasted money, overpaid people. I think the most regret was back in the day of overpaying my staff a lot, because I didn't know any better. So I become savvy in that sense, right? I become a little bit more financially savvy. But hey, if you make mistakes, you make mistakes, but you always learn from it. So who'd like to share? Just unmute yourself, please. I don't know what's going on with you guys. Tanya, you want to share something? I know you're on the phone. You want to share a little bit? Because I think a lot of people can relate to what you're going to share.
Hello, dear.
Hi.
Let me get my camera on. Hi.
Uh-huh.
I've been
She came out of the shadows. She's now in the light. Okay.
I've got a head cold, so my
Oh.
nose is red. I've been detoxing for like 3 days solid, and I think that that's been up a lot for just in the last year. These detoxing cycles, where they've been intense ones, like full on colon cleanses, full on thyroid cleanses, full on sinus and spinal reconfiguration. And I think it has a lot to do with the 144th strand DNA activations that we've all been getting. And so we're doing this full system reboot. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, we're constantly being uploaded. Here's the thing. So just imagine this for a moment, that you have 144,000 aspects of you. But let's just say only a portion of that can be incarnated here on Earth through your present body. So let's just say we're taking 144,000 and we're reducing it to like 144. That's a nice number, 144. So here, relating to this Earth incarnation, we may have 144 different levels that we can integrate. And we're just now moving out of the ones we've been used to all our life. And when you know what it's like moving to a new country. You don't know the culture, you don't know the people, you don't know the landscape, you don't know the weather, but you've been drawn to go move there. Totally different place than what you're used to. So it's almost like we're in that journey, in that transition zone, moving into a place. We know it on some level, but on another level, we have yet to experience it. And I think that's part of the fear or the hesitancy people have, is about what is it going to look like? What is the unknown going to look like? I mean, is it going to hurt? I mean, what, I don't know. I can't tell you, because I've done that throughout my life. And I can't explain to you how I've made it to this point, especially financially. I have no idea, other than the grace of God supported me through all my different changes that I pretty much had to do on my own, physically, by myself. I didn't have a partner. I didn't have a spouse. I didn't have someone necessarily that was my best friend for like the last 40 years. So I've kind of had to make friends as I've gone through life. But part of me kept the faith. Part of me knew that, hey, it's not time to go yet. You got some more stuff to learn. So I look at it this way. When we're done learning from here, then we go, and we go gladly. We won't go in despair or sadness or anything like that. So as long as you're here, then yeah, you've got more to learn. And at the same time, how to phrase that? At the same time, you help others not only to learn, but kind of to wake up to other aspects of themselves. So getting back to these uploads, what are you going to do with the upload once you like become aware of it? Because initially it might be really nebulous, but you have this thought feeling of like, wow, that feels really cool. Well, how's that going to be practical in my life? How am I going to use it in my healing practice or my teaching practice? Well, here's what we can suggest. You just try it out spontaneously. You just do it, in other words. So when I started teaching, I just did it. I didn't have a notebook. I didn't have like an outline to do. I just knew what I was going to teach, kind of, and I taught it. And I taught it spontaneously. And I learned to trust myself. So like on this call, I have no idea what I'm going to say 10 seconds from now. And that's like that for the whole call. I have no idea what's going to come through. I just trust that what's going to come through is relevant for a lot of people. So you create also that kind of internal framework, right? That whatever you're going to share with other people is going to be relevant. So in other words, it's kind of like the Buddha thing of like, only share what's relevant and only take in what you can handle. Don't take in everything from the world because you'll be overloaded, and then you'll blow a circuit. Like when your house blows a circuit during an electrical storm, it does that so that the house doesn't like catch on fire, right, and blow up, right? It like turns off the energy. Now your brain will do that if it begins to feel overloaded. You don't want to ever overload your brain. So speaking of the uploads or the downloads, only ask for what your brain and your body and your heart can manage comfortably. You don't want to overload your nervous system. That's like you don't want to awaken the Kundalini until all of your channels are clear, or else you're going to have a lot of back pain. Anybody got back pain? Could be from little Kundalini stuff happening. Okay, who'd like to share? Make it relevant for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, love.
Tanya, unless you want to share anything else before you go. Anything else?
Just that we're all doing it. You know, we're here now and we're all doing it. And it has been, more intense recently. And I think that because we've had so much intensity build up over the years, in the years, it's like now we can handle this. We're used to these intense energies, and anything you want to say about holding both, like knowing what's going on in the collective while also holding this high frequency and doing both simultaneously.
Yeah, that's like the tarot card, the Fool, walking the razor's edge.
Yeah.
We are walking the razor's edge, folks. Yes. Well, I'm of the perspective of, I like to know what's going on in the old world, folks, as opposed to the new world, right? You always want to keep your one foot in the new world so that you have, your connection. But, to help people, it's kind of good to know what their world is like. Not that you take it on emotionally, you don't want to do that. But to help people truly, to know their world and like how they suffer. Oh, that's a good one. How they suffer, that's really good. Because when you know how they suffer, you can help them. Especially if their suffering is similar to your suffering or your past suffering. I don't think you can really help people unless you've experienced it yourself. That's why I think some gurus, just personal opinion, some gurus aren't relevant because they don't have the life experience that their devotees have experienced. And yeah, it sounds all great and wonderful, right? But practicality wise, like, all right, how do you function in the world and still hold this high state and have to do the dishes and mow the lawn, and get a haircut and all that stuff? Practice. Another Buddha thing, practice. Yeah, it's not easy what we're going through, folks. Is anybody having a really hard time right now? I mean, everything that's going on from like Florida to Maui to our government to everything. I mean, you look at everything in society and everything's crumbling. I mean, it's a wonder we can still drive in our car from one place to get from one place to another. I mean, it's a kind of a miracle that we can buy food at the grocery store. But is anybody really suffering right now? Because we can all hold a healing space for you. You just got to share. Don't hold your suffering in, folks. That's one of the things of Starseeds. You have to learn not to hold your suffering internally. You know, you've got to share with people. And I know a lot of Starseeds feel lonely. They don't really know if they have anyone to really talk with that really can just listen to them and not judge them. And you know, so many Starseeds go, man, they call me crazy, they call me nuts, they call me woo-woo. Yeah, so we have to move out of that realm a bit, right? And not let that affect us, because that just comes from ignorance. That just comes from, just being ignorant.
Yeah, I've pretty much been the black sheep my whole life, and I'm interested. You know, it was interesting what Tanya was saying. It really is quite a balancing act, and you're right in saying that some of us feel alone right now. And I'm really quite interested in the grand council of the gathering of us all that is spoken about, and if you are aware of it in any way.
The Grand Council.
Yeah. So that they speak about the grand council of the star seeds and the indigos, and there'll be a great celebration and gathering of us all, so that we can all come back together. And I feel crazy energetic shifts happening inside my body. They're just out of this world, like I've never, ever felt before. And I'm usually quite, you know, in tune and psychic and spiritual and all the blah, 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 the whole works.
Yeah.
But yeah, there really has been some major. They talk about a solar flare. I think that's happening internally.
Indeed. That's right. Where are you calling from? Are you calling from Australia?
New Zealand. Yeah.
New Zealand. Well, I was going to say that next. Okay. Love New Zealand. Haven't been there yet. What you can do is you can tune into your sacred. You have one really powerful sacred mountain there in your country. You probably don't live close to it because it looks like it's kind of isolated. But meditate with the spirit of that sacred mountain. So each country has a spirit, and every country has sacred sites, whether it's a lake, rivers, mountains, desert. And these spirits they help orchestrate the energies of that country. So what we're sensing is if you can tune into the spirit of that sacred mountain and ask to be aligned to the changes that are coming through that mountain to your country, that would help. And you can always ask for advice too. So think of it this way: any sacred place has a spirit, an overlighting spirit, or a deva, if you wish. They're beautiful beings. We see them as bright lights. So that should help you. But stay grounded and work on keeping your sacral chakra balanced.
Yeah, very much so. I do all that I can to stay in the higher frequency, and yeah, you say keep one foot in the old world. Yeah, I prefer just the big toe is enough for me. Thank you.
That's good. Well, that's only in the context of helping other people. If you're a life coach or a healer or a leader or ambassador or a teacher of some kind.
Yes, very much so. I am. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. But at some point, we're going to leave the old world behind. It'll be like an old nightmare that you can barely remember and recall. So I don't know at what point in our future it's going to feel like that. But yeah, this whole thing that we're experiencing will be like a very bad nightmare that's passed away at some point in our awareness. Yeah, so we
Yeah.
will have to leave this world at some point. Doesn't mean that we're going to like ascend and be no more physically, but I mean, you can leave this world, the old world, and be in the new world and still have your body and be here. So that's what some of us are choosing to do. Others, well, you look at it. I've known people that have gone in the last 3.5 years. Some due to them being older, but some just going rather quickly. They've just had enough, right? So yeah, when you've had enough too, and you go out, it's complete, then you can go. Starseeds. You know, we got the Arcturians, we got the Pleiadians, we got the Sirians, we got different races. The one that has been most helpful for the Earth has been the Arcturians. And then, in my opinion, then the Sirians and the Pleiadians. And there's others. There's Vega, there's Cassiopeia. I think of Cassiopeia as a star or the planet of healer types. So there's not much about Cassiopeia, but if you call them in, you might find that they are incredible healer types. Now, these different races may look like how it is described, and they may not. But I do know that star beings, you being also star being, we have the capacity to morph into any kind of shape we want in whatever civilization that we want to connect up with or live in. See, you know, all these fantasy movies and even these cartoons that display these powers, well, those are all our natural gifts that we brought from our star systems. So the problem of Earth has been, it's been programmed to reject the true teachings. So if you look at our history, all the avatars have been what? Starting with that famous guy 2,000 years ago. Well, actually, we can go back to Buddha's time, because what happened to him? Somebody poisoned him, but he knew it was poison, but he did it anyway. He drank and ate anyway, and then he died, but it was his time. But they can't do that anymore to avatars that come on the planet. Well, they could try, but they don't have enough manpower and they're too distracted with everything else. So just know that when you start to really come out of the shadows, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You don't have to worry about nothing really. As long as you're being yourself, as long as you are surrounded by your own truth, nothing can harm you.
Oh yeah, I can testify to that actually. I had 2 separate incidences last year of people trying to unalive me.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've got a fair bit to go through, especially those who have been listening to the calls.
Yeah.
And again, I agree with you that the Arcturians have been very beneficial in helping us all to be in the world, but not of it.
Yeah. Nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Guess what they also do? They're holders of certain very big major stargates. So one of them is the transition portal. We call that death, right? So they very much help process souls when they leave here. So you've heard of like hospitals on the inner planes or rehab centers. So those souls that have gone suddenly without preparation, they oftentimes need coaching, rehab, a little hospitalization so they can recover from the sudden departure and not having to say goodbye and all that. So there's sometimes regrets and like, oh my God, that kind of stuff, right? So Arcturians are very good with that. They're holders of stargates, transit stargates. They're also masters of the Akashic records. So if you want to know more about how to work with your own records, call in the Arcturians. Ask them to show you, to teach you what they know about the records, you can access your own records. So I go from the philosophy that you guys don't need to take a 6-month course on how to read the Akashic records, because I assume you guys already know how to do that. So I just instruct you when it comes through to do that. See, so that's another aspect I believe that you'll come into is when you work with people, you'll come from a place of you already know what they know, but they are not aware of what they already know. So all you are going to do is remind them of what they know that they already know and how to do it. It could be that simple. So the old school, right, is learning, like reading textbooks, taking exams, writing papers, getting degrees, and all of that, right? So the new earth is not about that at all. So when we study from a new earth perspective, it's none of that way of the old studies. It's direct tune in to your records. So imagine that your records has everything that you've ever done, every skill that you've mastered in your life, every mistake, every learning lesson, and all of the possible potential futures of you is in your records. And it's been there since the very beginning. Of course, they don't want you to know that, right? But as long as you know, then you can get there when you meditate. So really, the focus is in meditation, practice, learn how to access whatever it is. Ask for your next step. Ask how the Arcturians would do this kind of healing for this kind of condition in the body. And then you have to trust what you get, and then you have to act upon it. So that's the challenge, right? To act upon it, to see if it's really true. So it's like a trial and error in a way, right? It's like a scientific, clinical studies, experiment. I just touched the keyboard thing. Got to put myself back on speaker there. Oh, there. No, I want gallery. Okay. Questions, sharings. What do you guys, why did you come on the call? I want to know.
I have a question. Can you hear-
Okay, Maria.
Yes. Hi. Hi, let me start my video. Hello, I'm saying hello from Guatemala, where I've lived for a couple of decades, and
Wow.
where for a couple of decades, I have about once a year visited with this priestess of the Mayan deity Mashimon for her ceremonies that I do on my birthday, and so have looked to her, right, as a connection to the Mayan traditions here. And then it turns out I happened to call her today, and I know that she's been going through some challenges. So my question has to do with some guidance in the situation, because it turns out that she's having terrible health challenges. And so she's going to be coming here, and I don't consider myself a healer, but I consider myself open. I'm more of a teacher and a journalist. And I am, maybe you answer this question with the thought of turning to the Arcturians for what the answers are, right? Because so now I find myself in the situation where I want to help her, right? I'm trying to see if I can contact alternative medicine people in the area, if they can come when she's here or not, but feeling that certainly I want to give back. And, some of us might be going through hard times during this time, but some people are going through really, really, really hard times.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So what came right now, if you tune into this, so Yeshua said, and most of us have had a connection back then when he was here. One of the things he said was, by your presence you shall be known. But also what he means by that is, if we're going to take healing to the ultimate level, beyond a technique, beyond a process, what would it be? What could cause healing at the very highest level? Bye, dear. Same bye to your friend who said bye.
Yes.
Okay. So here's what you can do. Sit with her in meditation and just bring in your presence. In other words, sit in presence with her and
Yes.
see what happens. See what comes from that.
Yes.
Because what Yeshua was trying to teach as far as the healing goes, he was showing us how to heal through presence, through the power of the word. The word could be a simple I love you, or a hello, or a aloha, or whatever it is, right? The power of the voice can be very powerful. But presence, he was trying to show us how to bring in our presence and hold that in healing, in helping people through sickness, through whatever hardships they were going through, whatever states of poverty they were in. He didn't necessarily give them techniques to do. That's more of a modern day thing. But he was trying to show us the power. Well, some people would say, well, it's the power of the Holy Spirit. Okay, well, maybe you could say that. But presence, practice that with her.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, all of you practice that. Practice that with your kids. Good luck. Practice that with your parents. Okay, good luck on that one too. Yeah, this all rule of thumb, right? For all of you that are healers and coaches. The last of your clients will be your family members, right? And they're the last ones you say anything to about what you do. I've only met very few people whose parents were very understanding of their spirituality. But people my generation came after World War II, and those that came after my generation, so they would be in their early 50s, maybe late 40s. Oh, my point was, well, we had no markers. We had no roadmaps. We talking about not having a map and having to navigate all of that. Well, I don't know. I don't know how we've done it. I don't know. But it's amazing. It's amazing what you can do in spite of. So if I can make it to this point in my life, you can too, wherever you are in your life. You can make it to that place.
If I can,
Go ahead.
sorry, Kenji, if I can just ask you and this collective to send healing thoughts, energy to this woman, Dolores Ratzan Pablo, who has always been such a high spirit for me, but to hear her say, I feel like I want to die, that she's in so much pain right now. I just, want to give her back a little bit of what she's given me over the years. So thank you so much.
Okay, so let's take a moment, everyone, and send whatever kind thoughts and healing energies you can to this beautiful woman. So we'll ask the Arcturians to be with her and to help her in out whatever way they can, as well as yourself, dear. Okay, who else like to share?
I'll
You know
jump in, Kenji.
Who's this?
It's
Nancy? Yeah.
Nancy. I'll put my hand down now. I don't know
Okay.
if anybody else has been putting their hands up, but
No, one other person. We'll get to her next. Elle.
okay. So I have a couple of things. First of all, it's been a very rough summer here. I live in a province where we've had major fires and major floods and lots of people losing homes and of course the economy is not doing great. I'm through all of this, I'm fine, other than I seem to have developed some masses in my throat, which I'm working through. And energetically, it's very funny because I find myself not at all caught up in all of it. So I'm finding that the energies are very supportive and very blissful and there's a lot of ethereal support out there right now. So I can feel that, and I'm not getting caught up even in the intensity of things, which I suppose is partly because I feel that's just my own path, that I'm needing more of a gentle um, support as I'm moving through this. And I'm okay with whatever the outcome is. So I'm not, I mean, I kind of, you know my story, so you know when I had brain surgery, I kind of made my peace with death in that moment, and then everything else since then has been just interesting, a lot of interesting. I joke about it, and then it's funny, but it's not funny. But yeah, so I think my kind of questioning around things is, I know we can't always sense the timing, but I'm quite concerned about our environment, and I'm quite concerned about this, that where we're headed. And I know I can't get caught up too much in all of the turmoil, but I don't love it. That when I kind of lose it, it's when I see abuse to the environment and abuse to others. So I don't know what else to say. It's a lot of rambling, but I think if I have any, you know, moments, it's around feeling alone. I do live alone, and when I'm not, on my not good days, I'll feel like I just don't know what we're doing, and I mean that collectively.
Yeah, yeah.
So I kind of get to that point of, really, can we just get this over and done with one way or the other?
Mhm.
And that doesn't make me happy just to feel that way. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's a lot of rambling, but I don't know
Well,
if you want to.
I tell you what I do, because I'm kind of like, I attend a lot of staff meetings on the inner planes at night, and I do a lot of work at night, like you all do. I help people make transition. Um, but I always put in my 2 cents to the hierarchy. I think I'm one of those, and Dr. Karen, I think is the same way in a way. She's on the call. I know a lot of us feel like the changes are happening really too slowly. Like, come on, let's get on with the show kind of thing. Like, we've been here how many decades? And like, what? So I'm always putting in my 2 cents. I encourage you, if you attend these hierarchy meetings, they're a little bit like the meetings we have down here, staff meetings in a way, like not necessarily a lot gets done. It's amazing. But put in your 2 cents, let them know, because they don't live here like we do on the planet. So they can say all these lofty things, of which is okay until it gets to a point of being boring. Put in your 2 cents, because they need to know. I was studying with this channel being a long time ago during harmonic convergence, and the 6 months that followed harmonic convergence. It was called something else. That was in February of 1988. he said one thing that made me not think about it, but it just like really hit home. And he goes, every night you bring back to God your wisdom, and that's how God learns. So he almost said it like that, but I remembered, yeah, that's what we can do, is we can share our wisdom with Creator, like when our body's asleep at night. Because how does God learn? He learns through us, or she learns through us, or it learns through us. So I encourage you to put in your 2 cents at these hierarchy staff meetings, right? Tell the angels, they only kind of have half the story, right? Really, the only ones that know what we're going through are humans. So give it to the angels as well. Let them know. So, we want them to be practical, like we're trying to be practical here, right? So fluff is good when it's needed, but like let's okay. So you hear about the so-called white hats doing their thing. Well, I don't know, maybe not. But if you know of anybody that's on the front lines, yeah, give them your 2 cents. You guys know instinctively what's going on and the solutions. But here's one thing. Whenever you come across that energy, you can say no to it. Whenever you feel something coming down the pike, as we used to say in the 70s, someone's coming down the pike. All right, when you feel like, okay, because government's going to do another thing now, coming down the pike, you can energetically say, no, thank you. In other words, you are telling them, me personally, no, thank you. I'm not buying that. You say no to that energy. Whatever kind of energy wants to invade your space, you say no to it. You have to be brave enough and strong enough to say no. Just no. So I hope that clarifies in a certain way how to deal with these energies. You just say no to it. Whatever kind of energies that you don't relate to, you just say no, thank you. Not in my space, not my space. Return to sender. Thank you very much. Okay, more sharings, comments.
Hello,
Kenji,
Kenji.
where are you? Who's speaking?
This is Elizabeth. L.
Oh, there you are with no face. Okay, L.
How are you, Kenji?
I'm good, thank you.
So good to see you. Thank you so much. I feel very stuck. To the point that I don't know what to do. I myself, I'm a healer, but now I feel so stuck that, and it's like whatever I do, it doesn't happen. I don't know.
Let me ask you this. So if you did nothing, what would happen?
Nothing, it's gonna be the same. That's what I tried a little bit. I tried, and then nothing was changed.
But I mean, if you do nothing, are you gonna like lose your place to live? You're gonna run out of money or food or declare bankruptcy? Like, what's your situation on the earth plane?
Well, they stole my money, and I try not to think about that and to go on, to move on forward, but other things get stuck. Like this is few months, like probably like specific thing which I try to do and it doesn't happen, and I needed other people's help and I couldn't trust any one of them. because every one of them, I was trying to do something out of country. Every one of them was trying to fraud, to cheat, to do things on me because I have no access there. And even one of them is trying to manipulate, to do things like threatening or whatever, like if I don't do this, he's gonna file a claim for nothing, for shit, just because they know that I have no access. Manipulation. And probably it's just difficult. And someone who I can trust, I told him to help me with this, but he's not qualified. Probably he's old and he has his own things, so I'm kind of stuck. I want the God power that I always had. I want that, I want to change things to happen, and I don't know what's going on. And it's even, I feel like even the connection is not there.
Okay, let's do, we're gonna do this for everyone. Okay, so you can mute yourself or I'll ask you to mute. Okay, you're unmuted there. Okay, let's do a quick prayer here. This is for everybody that feels stuck in whatever kind of way. Can't move this way, that way, whatever way, kind of feel stuck. Okay, not knowing direction. I'm directionless. I'm without a rudder. I'm in my boat. I'm on my ship, but don't have a rudder. No motor. Oh, okay. Okay. So here's some things to consider deeply as you bring your focus to the heart and the threefold flame within your heart center, your sacred heart center. And as you are ready to give up, to literally give up the idea that you do not know, to give up that old programming to allow that old program to simply fall away. It's a programming. It's a memory. I don't know. And imagine what it feels like when you give up this old programming of I'm stuck and I don't know and I can't and I feel lost. That might take you back to a few lifetimes. Also, maybe some alternative lifetimes that are related to this one. So you can be free of that programming simply by literally wishing it out of your system because you are no longer desiring that. And to replace it with, I do know because I am divine creator manifesting in form. I know who I am, I know what I am, and I know how I serve. You repeat that every day, many times during the day, if you wish. I know who I am, I know what I am, and I know how I serve in love and truth. And as you do this, you're creating, you're blazing a trail through the forest. And the more that you repeat that, the more it's going to become self-evident that yes, I am a divine creator manifesting through a body here on earth. Remember, you're not a human being trying to be spiritual. You are a spiritual being choosing to have an earth experience for your own learning and growth while serving others at the same time. Okay, breathe into that. Ask for assistance from the Arcturians if you wish. with learning how to remember who and what you are. Okay, good. Okay, come back here now. Okay, who else like to share?
That was a good one. Thank you, Kenji.
Who said that? Oh, Darlene?
Yeah. Last time we met was years ago. I'm still
Thank you,
work-
Kenji.
You're welcome.
I'm still working through the healing of going from disease to ease. I'm a theta healer now. I incorporate that into my life and other modalities. And the reason I jumped on this call is to raise up my vibration. And what that lady just said, I just went through that. I just let you know, I just went through that. I asked for more clarity on which way we go through life without having the obstacles blocking our way. And so, how me reword this, please? So we can word it, so we can go through life and recognize it, things without, with just the, sorry, cancel that, with only a feather touch, not a rock. Cancel that, without the rock.
How about this? This for everybody too. How about this one? So we have been conditioned through our parents and through their parents and through their parents and through their parents. That life is a struggle, that life has to be hard. That you can't be rich and comfortable. That suffering is good. Because there's some dude that went up on these 2 pieces of wood and did this thing for humanity. Well, how about if you look at it this way? So that, again, is old earth programming. So learning through hardships and suffering and pain and even disease, because it's good to suffer. Oh, yeah, I remember Catholic Mother Superior telling us that in Sunday school class. Ooh. Well, what if that was not true? And what if really God said that you all here on the earth can learn through joy and love and harmony? So how about if we re-choose now that how we're going to learn our lessons? So if it's one where we're going to learn through joy and love and grace and ease and beauty and all that, then let it be so. Because if you are divine creator manifesting in form, then you ultimately choose how you're going to experience your body and life through your body. So maybe there's a little bit of martyrdom somewhere and with some of you in your bodies, you know, like it's, well, he suffered, so like I got to suffer too. It's all unconscious, of course, right? It's not unconscious level. But what if he did say that, no, I did not die for your sins. I did not suffer from your collective sins. What I came to do was to show you how to ascend. How about that, Catholic Church? That means we'd have to change the whole Bible, huh? Yep. Okay. That's going to be interesting. So when the old world begins to change its religion and its textbooks and its history books and its astronomy books and its mythological books, then we know change has occurred on this planet. So that's like the rock bottom level, right? Because when that part of society actually goes, okay, we got to change this up here because this ain't what the guy said. Ooh, we have been mistaken. So really, think about it. All the programs, all the things that you bought growing up that was unsaid, but it was there in your parents' aura and your grandparents' aura. Things to do, things not to do, right? All that stuff. Perspective on money, being rich, everything. Doing what you love to do. Or having to do just to get by with whatever job you can do, whatever it is. How about going deep into those levels to see what is true for you and what is not? And then you can just dump it. That's the power we have. Okay, I can let that go now. No, not relating to that anymore. I've learned from that. Thank you very much. So what do you guys do when you have an old Word file or an old PDF file that's no longer useful? Like it's like from 25 years ago? What do you do with it? If you have it on your computer, what do you do? Well, don't you put it in your recycle bin and then delete your recycle bin? So same thing energetically, right? These old files. Oh, yeah, God did say we could delete those, right? He did say we have some kind of an etheric recycle bin. See, everything that the computer does, you can do energetically because humans, well, with the help of ETs, they created the computer system, right? AI to be used whatever way. And you've seen it being used whatever way, right? But it could be useful, that whole concept of computers and technology, you can use that energetically, all right? Drag your old files into your recycle bin. Pick 3 right now. 3 old emotional files that no longer relate, but you are still carrying that energy. And maybe it's in relationship to your parents or your first marriage spouse or your kids, whomever. Now, copy and paste. Here's another good one. Copy and paste. You all know how to do that, right? A right click, copy and paste from like a Word document into your email or vice versa. How about we can do a copy and paste of the power of grace? We're gonna copy that and we're gonna paste it into our brain. Oh, that's a funny image. Paste it into your brain. So you're gonna copy and paste it into your brain, somewhere in your brain. In your filing system, right? Power of grace. In fact, we may have come across a so-called Arcturian technique that's kind of funny, but yet it really works. It's a copy and paste from the higher dimensions into your body. And whatever now that you're ready for your body not to hold anymore as far as suffering and pain, you click and drag it into your recycle bin. So imagine you have a Word document on your computer, on your laptop or your computer screen, right? You have icons on your desktop. And say you have a bunch of Word files that are no longer relevant because they related to your first marriage and you're not married to that person anymore. Okay. So you go in there, you're going to open up all these files because you want to know what you are still holding on to. Literally, you're going to read it like a Word doc or a PDF. You go, oh, no, it doesn't relate. No. Okay, we're going to click and drag that into the recycle bin. And then once a month, we're going to empty the recycle bin, just like how you do in computer. All right, so try that. So how'd you guys like that one? Comments? Click and paste. Okay, Golden likes that one. Catherine likes that one.
How
Okay.
about this one, Kenji?
What's that?
Can I suggest something?
Sure.
When something comes up, I say, okay, Creator, take care of that. I'm done with it. Change it.
Mm-hmm.
Change it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just another way in the moment when you're not near a computer.
Yeah. See, we forget to use our powers We just simply forget. We go kind of unconscious on that level.
Yeah,
we
thank you for reminding.
yeah, we
Thank you
focus on pain and everything. and
Yeah, thank you for
gifts.
reminding me because I knew that too.
Okay, there you go. Send money by PayPal. Okay.
Kenji, do you have a visual for, you were talking about just saying no to energies that are coming down the pike. And well, I mean, today here in the UK, they had this announcement on the lying media saying that the 11th of September, of course, is the day that they're going to roll out the next vaccines for the new variant. And I had two thoughts. I'm so over all of that. I can't believe it's back again. And it's just like, oh, here we go. It's just so over it. Feels like history. But also, at the same time, there's that feeling of, will separation and discrimination rear its ugly head again? What shit is going to impede any plans that I might have now for what I might have thought I might be doing? So have you got any really powerful visuals
Yeah.
in that way, in the same computer delete way? Anything for, keeping out of all of that and saying no to that?
Yeah. What you do and what your friends can do is absolutely say no, thank you. We're not buying that. Thank you very much. Yeah, they're going to try to stuff it down your throat. But if enough of you say no, they're going to say that they're implementing it, but it ain't going to happen. They're going to try, of course. So you know the game. See, they don't really know that we know their game. They think we're still stupid. So you just say no to all their stuff. You say no energetically. You say no collectively to the universe. No, thank you. No. Send love and peace. So that is strengthening our throat chakra. That's strengthening our telepathic powers to say no. See, we were never given the permission as little kids to say no to mommy and daddy. Because if you did, you got spanked, you got punished, you got sent to your room or whatever. You know that one, right? So deep down, your inner child is still carrying this thing about, I can't say no. Yeah, you can. Because just know you're not going to be punished anymore for saying no. The only reason why some people suffered in the last 3.5 years is because they bought into the game. Those that stood up and said, no, I'm not getting that. I'm not wearing that. And I'm not like going to be 6 feet away from people. No, I'm doing it. We had fun in a sense. It didn't affect us. But you're going to see them trying in every country. You're going to see them trying again. You just say no. Whenever you see visually a sign, you say no. You say energetically, you say no to that sign. That commercial on TV, you say no. You say no to all the drugs that they're trying to push down your throat. You say no. You say no. No, thank you. Which means I'm not accepting that energy into my field. Therefore, it's not in my reality. Thank you very much. In fact, you all can start today to recalibrate your field right now to accept only what is true and loving into your space. So what does that mean? That means you only accept love into your space, people that are loving and kind and compassionate. You only accept the truth into your space. You don't accept the lies, the programming, none of that. You don't accept the anger from other people. None of that. And the best thing you can do for those of you that have a bleeding heart is just send compassion to these people that you know are suffering. What does that mean? That just means a loving psychic hug, I guess. This is a saying like, we love you. We know you're suffering. Hang in there. Everything's going to be okay. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's not wise to heal another person, but it's more wise to just give them comfort, a hug, your presence. Because if it's true that we all learn, we're all learning from our experiences. You don't want to take away a learning experience from somebody necessarily, right? Yeshua said, it is better to teach people how to fish than to feed them every night. Because if you do that, they get lazy and they won't know how to get their own food. So think about that. You are the fisherman of men. Teach them how to fish. Okay, who else like to share? Thank you.
Thank you, Kenji.
You're welcome. Oh, I see Jan's on the phone. Jan, you want a little update on Hawaii? Jan's on the phone. There she is. You got to unmute yourself, dear. There you
Okay.
go.
So what?
Anything you want to share about Maui or what's going on in Hawaii right now that, you know, we can support or, you know, bring in some more light or whatever?
Well, I hadn't really thought about that, but you know, when you just said that, I think that they are needing more of more positive juju there.
Yeah, yeah.
I know that they are, you know, they have a lot of support there. But my gut is telling me that there's a lot of pockets of people that are not being supported, even though they say, you know, they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that at the end when we meditate. We'll bring in some good juju. Anything else you want to share? Anything? What's going on with you?
Well, I just got back from Santa Cruz. It was really nice.
Oh man, why don't you take me with you? Santa Cruz. Oh my God.
And yeah, I mean, you know, things are going okay. They're moving along.
Mhm.
You know, bumps and, you know, things like that along the way, but that's to be expected. And yeah, I did hear about that other vaccination thing, and I'm not happy about that either. But you know, I don't know, just things are kind of that are happening, Kenji, and you know, are kind of weird.
Yes.
And I mean, the timeline, the shifting is like really, you got to ground yourself these days. I do a lot more than usual.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It might be a little bit of a bumpy ride for a lot of people, but you guys, you know, it's like they say, Yeshua said, build your house on solid rock, not on sand, because if you do, then it'll wash away during the first storm, right? So how many people in the world know how to really build their foundation of their home on solid ground? Not many. And you can show them, you can remind them how to do that. Yes. Solar flares, yes, that contributes to this. How many of you are having trouble sleeping these days in the last several months or so? Yeah. I emailed someone that told me she's had insomnia for most of her life, and she's a famous person. And what came to me the other day was, oh, I'm going to email her and tell her or suggest to her to close down her crown chakra and her solar plexus chakra. In other words, to put it on pause before she goes to sleep at night. So you guys just raise your hands. Why don't you try that? Put your crown chakra and your solar plexus chakra, well, put your chakra system on pause because you don't need it wide open as you're trying to go to sleep, right? That's too much information. So if you pause your chakra system, it means, well, actually, no, I said hibernate. Put your chakras on hibernate. So you can do that with your computer, right? That's even better than than most settings, right? To save on battery and all that, hibernate. So try that, especially your crown chakra and your solar plexus. Yeah, that's one of the things of this current situation: insomnia, restlessness, brain fog, overwhelm, way too long of a to-do list.
Is he happy?
And where am I going next? Yes, who said that? What? Oh, wait a minute. We got some hands raised. So let me do Vivian. Okay, what do I do with your hand? Do I just click on it or what? Let me see. No, I didn't do anything. So you're live, Vivian, I think.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Kenji, lately I've been having some health issues. I've been going through seeing doctors and all, but I don't see much improvement. So just I need your advice.
Okay, I would work with the Arcturians. You don't tell your doctors this, of course, but tune into the Arcturian healing team at night or when you meditate in the morning.
Mhm.
So it's like anything, right? If you want to know the universe, you got to start connecting with like the elemental kingdom, the ascended masters, the 9 orders of angels, the Arcturians, the Pleiadians, etc. Because we're not the only ones here, obviously, right? I was told there are 250 different races on the planet. So that means there are 250 different star races, I guess you want to call them, starseed races that are on the planet. 250. We only know of a few, right? So think about it. That's a lot of different cultures and different ways of thinking. Oh, well, my point is, so we suggested you ask for the Arcturians to come in and to give you guidance as to how to heal. Not necessarily what to heal, but how to heal. Okay?
Okay.
All right. You can do it.
Okay. Thank you, Kenji.
Good. You're welcome.
Kenji, can I say something for this lady too?
Sure.
Clear all radiation from the body and her energetic field. Cancel, let me repeat it. Pull, cancel, delete all radiation in the body, in the energetic field, and replace it with unconditional love.
Thank you. Now, here's what you guys can do as well. Say no to the energies. Say no to Wi-Fi that you can't see necessarily, but you can obviously feel the effects on your body, right? Chemtrails, geopathic stress, low radio frequency waves, cell towers, smart meters, vaccine shedding. The list goes on and on and on. You can say no to all of that. You do not have to be affected by any of that stuff, especially EMFs, Wi-Fi. So if you can't do something physically to protect your body, do it energetically. You just say no to it. I don't accept it. I don't accept it. So if you are in command of your field, well, you are in command, right? So you can command anything. And with practice, you become it. You become the command, whatever it is. So for starseeds, why did we come here? Self-mastery, maybe, right? To fully experience our ascension. And this is not the first time you have ascended or going to ascend. Think of every lifetime you had the possibility of ascension. Every lifetime. Because how did you die? Or how did you ascend? Did you die, or did you ascend, die, or what? So think about it. Say if you've had 1,000 lifetimes here, you've had 1,000 opportunities of ascension, and each lifetime is different than the ones before as far as your ascension goes. Think about that. So it's not just one ascension, then you're done. That's just the beginning. Ugh. That's when life gets good. So think of it in the big picture of things, right? This is not your only lifetime here. That's another subtle programming that is good to clear. Remember the first time you went to church, you only got one life, so better make it good and don't lie. Go by the golden rule and 10 commandments, all that stuff, right? Whew. Food for thought. Who else like to share?
Me. Hi, Kenji. It's Christina. I'm on
Hi.
the phone.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I'm on a phone. Okay. Hi. So, one, belatedly happy birthday. I have been offline for the majority of the last few months, and we've been having internet issues at the house also that the landlord has refused to do anything about or give anybody the code. So, it's been very interesting because what I've discovered for myself, and this may be of assistance to others, is it's not just the blue light, but there's an addictive thing where people are either, I'm only going to speak for myself, either checking, their emails every few minutes or the news every few minutes, or even if I'm leaving, let's say, a wonderful meditation on at night that's being broadcast through the internet, as I'm listening to one of yours as I'm sleeping, there's still other stuff that's being carried through this, It's like electricity is all around us, we don't have to plug it in. There's an electrical field.
Mhm.
And it's that. And I don't think that we really even know to the degree that we are being blasted. And my sleep patterns they've been horrible for the last several years, but over the last few months, it's totally insane. I'm hardly getting any sleep. And I also find that my brain sometimes is moving on hyperspeed. It's like faster than a computer.
Mhm.
And then other times so slow, I couldn't think my way out of a paper bag. And sometimes so much energy, I can't stop shaking. And other times I'm literally collapsed on the floor. And I eat organic and natural most of the time. I drink a lot of good quality water. Take homeopathics. There's only one prescription I'm taking that's to just kind of help keep me on an even keel. And even with all of that, and gratitude journaling, and awareness journaling, and freeform writing, and grounding as best as I can. And I'm in Canada, so it's starting to get cold. The interplay of all of these things coming at us, and we all know what's happening, let's say politically or with the waters now is a big event with Fujikama, feeding back in, and they're talking about doing the same thing with the Great Lakes here for the purified water. And we've got, I think, 1/6 of the world's clean water here. Somehow the bodies have to adapt. And you were talking about the speed of adaptation that, we've been doing this for decades. Why isn't it faster? I don't think we can take it any faster. And at the same time, we're having real problems taking it slower. So I'm hoping in your meditation tonight that you can address all of these different things for all of us. It's like worlds without end. It's energy levels without end. It's all of God creation and bringing it into equanimity and harmony and peace with ease and grace for the highest good of all concerned. And sacrificing the judgments.
Mhm.
And if you would work with ancestral lines too, that I know for myself, probably, we're all probably processing ancestral lines through us also and cleaning that up too.
Mhm.
So those are my requests of everything that you could work for, and that living in a harmonious place that's safe and healthy for me, where I'm free to do my creative work and my greatest expression in being of service. And I love you dearly. I treasure you. You are such a blessed being, and we are so blessed for you to be among us. You have given extraordinarily, and it's seen, Kenji, and it's known, and you are cherished and you are beloved. And I love you dearly, and I cherish you, and I thank you.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
So another thing that Yeshua said a long time ago, we kind of forget every now and then. It's about faith. So what is the meaning when said that if your faith is strong enough, you can move mountains? So what really does that mean? So we'd like you to contemplate that. So if your faith, and what does that mean? What does faith mean? So it might mean belief and trust in yourself. Let me see. Somebody's got to mute themselves. I hear all the background. Oh, I think it's Sandy's phone. Okay, I asked to unmute Sandy's phone. Okay, so your faith. Where do you put your faith? It's a question. Where have you put your faith in your life up to this moment? When were those times when you could have trusted, but you didn't, and things didn't go, things went awry, let's say? So if it's true that we are given guidance all the time, but a lot of times we kind of just don't hear it. So if that's true, then that means that all we have to do, sounds easy, right, is to learn to trust the guidance. I'll give you one example. It's a good example. I was on a famous radio show many times, and then I wasn't. And I was wondering how come I'm not being invited anymore. And this was after I had taken a very expensive coaching course. I overspent on that one. Yeah, I learned. It was a pretty painful lesson for a while, but okay. And I called her out on some things, and I was the only one in the class that did it. So I was the only one that spoke out. I just felt like I was not out of line in expressing my perception because we had paid all this money, right? Well, anyway, make a long story short. So I tuned into her soul. And I didn't even get to the place inwardly of asking why she's not invited me on the show anymore. She told me, her soul told me, is because I'm afraid you're going to ask me something and I'm going to have to tell the truth or something like that, or I'm going to have to dig into the truth or something like that. In other words, she was frightened to ask me on again for fear that I might ask her something that would be rather revealing to the audience about her, something like that, right? So I got it in a split second why she didn't want me on her show anymore. And that was cool. I thanked her on that level because that's what you do on a soul level, So whenever you have difficulty with somebody, you can always go soul to soul and ask. Do this with kids. If you're raising kids, even if they're 25 and they're still living at home, you're essentially still raising them. Communicate with them soul to soul to get the answer. Like, especially if people say, well, I don't know, they use that excuse, well, I don't know, or, they play dumb. You go to the soul level and they'll tell you, and then you can get the answer and know why. So you can do that with a lot of people in a lot of situations. Well, ask. So give yourself permission to start asking more and more and more, because that's not selfish. That's just being wise. The other thing is we got to get over this thing of, well, if I share myself, then I become vulnerable, and now people are going to see me as a weak person. When in actuality, when you share, you are expressing your strength and your authenticity. See, so the world has got a lot of things backwards that we have to unlearn. And maybe that's just it. Maybe our ascension is about unlearning everything that's not true for us. From the very beginning of the very first program, somebody put it into our little brains. Oh, well, you're not quite good enough. I mean, you're good, but you're not quite good enough. I mean, you're smart, but you're not really intelligent. Right? I'm just pulling things out of the air. And how many of you have the ideal body? Is there any such thing outside of Hollywood as the ideal body? Here's the thing with athletes, because I've been a sports fan all my life. So athletes are trained to like work out, weights, all that stuff, right? And guess what happens when after they retire and maybe they don't work out as much and they get a little bit lazy? Well, guess what happens? All that bulk and hope goes to fat. And how many athletes, if you just look around, how many athletes, especially famous athletes, they're all big. They're not the size they were when they were playing, right? Oh, what's my point? I don't know. That was a cosmic point, though. Something about no such thing as an ideal whatever. All right. I'll take a couple more sharings and then we'll do a meditation. And then we've got 3 more of these free master classes planned. So we would love for you to attend. Attend with a friend if you can, even if they are not close to you physically. Invite them to come on, sign up, and invite them to come on the call. So I'll take 1 or 2 more sharings, and then we'll get with meditation. Who has something deep and profound they want to share?
So Kenji, this is just not really a sharing, but well, maybe it is. they keep on they have me. I don't draw, right? I can't even draw a stick man. But an image came to me, and what it is a whale's tail. So the whales have been coming to me a lot lately. So I just wanted to suggest that maybe you might want to bring the whales in your meditations.
Nice. All right. Tell us Howleys who live on the mainland or another country, the significance of whale in Hawaiian culture.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is in Hawaiian culture. But I know that like they are the keepers of the stargates here.
And oh, I got chills. Big Island Stargate too, where we were. Yeah. That's one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Yeah, and so I know there are a lot more opening up. You know, so I've been called. I don't work with whales, right? But I was called like a couple months ago to start working with them. So there's definitely a harmony, and a unification that I feel needs to start happening on a much different level.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, great. So we got the whales we're going to do. We got the Arcturians. What was the other one? Oh, well, ancestors. Okay. Anybody else like to share?
Hi there, Kenji. I'm here again. I have a question. Something is occupying my mind during the past, few months. Is it I'm sorry. Is it true that some people say that there are some people who they and even authorities, they kill people and they drink their blood and these kind of things?
Let's put it this way. Whatever you see in these horror movies, these sci-fi movies, these dramas, that is happening on the astral plane and also on
So these things are true?
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
as bizarre as it may seem, yes. You can imagine the most bizarre things, and it's probably been happening on the earth for quite a long time. That's the cleanup. This is the cleanup part. So
how come I don't feel it? I usually see everything, but
I don't know if you want to see that level. Why would you want to see that level?
I don't know. There is something that I need to know because it's somehow I cannot digest these things.
Well, maybe you're not supposed to digest those things.
Because there are so many strange things. Now, I have one more question. They said, like, I see on the sky, like at night, this is a long time now, that there are like spaceships, and I know they come from America. I know they have it up there, and I see in the sky all those electricities. Those are not thunders. Those are real electricities. It's like a war zone there.
Mm-hmm.
And then they say, like, they have some things also, like laser.
Mm-hmm.
Laser. Like
Mm-hmm.
laser. What is that?
That's just games they're playing. Look at it this way. I sent the list. If I'm assuming all of you are on the list since you're on this call. I just had Mary send out a thing from Debbie Solaris on Lemuria and Atlantis. But what she didn't say in that article, see, what we're experiencing and what we're going to experience is the replay of Atlantis plus some. And the reason why Lemuria and Atlantis were destroyed is because they had a war. The Lemurians didn't want a war. It's the Atlanteans that started the war. They were responsible for the destruction of both civilizations because they misused energy, period. They misused energy. They're doing it again. So it's a replay plus some other stuff. But they're not going to be allowed to blow up this planet.
Mm-hmm. So how can we protect ourselves? Because these are physical now.
No, you want to be careful of what you tune into, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we always suggest that you tune into only what is real. This stuff is not real. So why tune into it if it's not real? Yes, it's wise to be aware of these things, but you're not to digest it. You're not to take it in. None of this stuff. It'll make you sick. It'll kill you.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want to take it in. So if you have that pattern, you have to reverse that pattern. Take it out of your system.
So again, I ask, are these real, just real, or the truth? Like, is it?
They're real in the illusion. So Yeshua said, whatever comes from love is real. Whatever comes from fear is an illusion. It's not real. So anything that you tune into that has been caused or is causing fear, that's not real. And you should not digest it one bit at all. That'll keep you up at night. That'll give you insomnia, restless leg syndrome, and everything else, high blood pressure, whatever. Okay. Rule of thumb is only take in what is real. Only
Okay,
what
but
is of
are they
God,
real
only
or
what is
it's
real.
just illusion?
That stuff you're talking about is an illusion. It's not real because it's not based on love. Rule of thumb is, if it comes from love, it's real. You don't have to accept anything else. Only accept what is real, what is true, comes from God.
Okay. I love you. Thank you so much, Kenji.
Namaste.
Thank you for being.
Okay.
Thank you. I love you.
Thank you. I'm going to save the chat now because Jan copy and pasted some stuff on whales, which obviously I can't read because it's really small, but it's a copy and paste from some book.
That was Tanya.
Oh, that was Tanya. Oh, Tanya's on the ball tonight. All right. Give Tanya 5 stars, man. Okay. Let me save this chat. Let's see here. And then we'll get to our closing activation. Let's see. Save chat.
It's from the medicine cards.
Okay.
Yeah, the whale medicine, the record keepers. I thought I'd
Okay.
post it, but if you click on the picture, it should open up for anyone who wants to see it.
Oh, okay. Let me do that right now, just in case. Let's see. If I click on it, okay, it brings me to another page.
You can
Oh,
actually download all those pages too onto
Yeah.
your laptop.
Okay, Whale saw the events, Turtle Island.
Angie, real quick, how do you close your crown chakra to go to sleep?
Just close it.
Carol.
Just like you would have opened and close a window,
Okay.
or open and close a door. Or look at it like an iris, like your eyeball, your iris, where it opens and closes depending upon the light in the room.
Ah,
Okay, she got it. Light bulb.
thank you.
time. You're welcome. Oh, good. I can close down my crown chakra. Okay, you don't have to feel everything from everybody. Okay, that's good. Ooh, let's see here. Okay, let's do the
I
other
could
one.
ask a million follow-up questions on that because I do so much astral traveling, and some of it is work that I'm meant to be doing and supporting on the other realms. I stay out of the fourth and fifth D for the most part. I go higher,
Mhm.
higher. So I
Mhm.
find that if I close my crown, then I don't get to do the traveling, which I really enjoy. So it's kind of like finding that balance.
Well, I think you can do both.
Can you? Okay.
Yeah, try that.
All right.
All right. Whale medicine teaches us to use the sounds and frequencies that balance our emotional bodies and heal our physical forms. To recall why the shaman's drum brings healing and peace is to align with whale's message. The drum is the universal heartbeat and aligns all beings heart to heart. Okay, so using this card, you are being asked to tap into these records and to allow yourself to be sung to by those who have the original language. We are the only creatures who do not have our own unique cry or call. Find yours. Allow your voice to use this sound to release tension or emotion. Whale signals a time of finding your origins, of seeing your overall destiny as coded in your DNA, and of finding the sounds that will release those records. Well, we've been talking about your Akashic records, right? Okay. Very appropriate. Thank you for posting that. Let's see. And I did save the chat. Oops, I got one more message to quickly read what. Yes, the comedy team always loves to come in. They do. Okay, gonna save the chat. Okay, I'm gonna put myself on speaker view and we will get started. Okay, take off your glasses if you are wearing glasses. Make sure your shoes are off and your feet are touching the floor. If you're lying down, you want to ground your whole spine to the earth, the new earth. If you're sitting cross-legged, you want to root your root chakra to the new earth. And if you're sitting in a chair, your feet to the new earth. Okay, we've got to realign our crown chakra. So imagine your crown chakra is like how the earth rotates around the sun, in a sense. It's rotating on its axis. And by the way, the earth's axis is altering, going back to its original set point, hence the confusion and chaos on the earth as one example. We are in a chaotic node, as the Hathors have said. So everything's in flux right now. All right. So imagine your crown chakra is rotating on an axis and it's being realigned to the central sun. slowly moving back to its original set point before the fall of mankind, or before the veiling of mankind, or before the original programming of mankind. So when that happens, it's going to affect all of your other chakras spinning, degree of spin, velocity, volume, etc. So you may begin to feel a tweaking of your spinal column. It's a very subtle adjustment. It's going to definitely affect your third eye. Okay, allow the Arcturians to come in and be of assistance here. All right, you're going to call in the spirit of whales and dolphins and sea lions and seals and manatees, our beautiful star brothers and sisters of the ocean. We're going to call in the record keepers. Okay, we're going to move deeper into the quantum now. So imagine going through an arc of golden light. We're going to be moving into and through and past the fifth dimension. And along the way, we're going to ask the guides to help us, to assist us in our group focus of bringing more love and light to the planet, to all world leaders, to all countries, to all rivers, lakes, streams, sacred mountains, vortex areas, the new Christ grid system, to bring more light into the new grid system of the new earth. If you can call in the legion of angels, the many order of angelics, to come to assist mankind in its suffering right now, in its time of great hardships and unknowingness. To be with those who feel alone and lost and confused and dazed and traumatized, and to give strength and power to the leaders and those strong voices that are standing up and saying no more, we want the truth. To be with them, to give them divine protection, to give them the strength and the faith and the courage to stand up and to be the warriors of light that they have chosen to be. I'm going to ask Gaia to forgive humanity's insanity to itself, to forgive humanity for its unconsciousness, we're going to ask the Arcturians and other star brothers and sisters to help with the speedy healing of the surface of the earth, the skin of Earth Mother, her forest and rivers and lakes and oceans and soil. We ask for a rapid cleansing for Earth, for the restoration of the soil of the earth, and in the creation and proliferation of new species upon the planet that represents new Earth. We're going to ask the hierarchy and the angelics to bring forth the truth in all world events. That the truth be known to the population of the earth. Okay, now there's going to be a slight adjustment of your root chakra with the new earth. So it's like a 1 to 2 degree tweaking of your root chakra. Now you're going to realign using the knowingness that comes from your Akashic records through your intuition into your conscious awareness now. A realignment of all of your light bodies from the 12th dimension all the way down to the first dimension. This will be a realignment or a harmonization of your vertical matrix. Like a rungs on a ladder, or like a spiral staircase where everything is in order. All the steps are in order and in alignment with the ones below it and above it. Now, call in your inner child. Introduce your inner child to the Arcturian Teaching Council. And give your child full permission to ask of the Arcturians anything that comes to mind. And from this higher perspective, imagine that you are taking your feet out of the mud and walking on solid ground. And that you're taking your head out of the fog and into the clear light of day. And that you are walking upon the earth and not of it. And that you're only taking in that which is true for you, which comes from and through love and truth. And that you're choosing to follow the dictates of your I am, your oversoul, allowing the ego to step aside as if it was a passenger in a light ship traveling through the many corridors of inner space. That you, the I am, are the co-pilot, or correction, you are the pilot. You are the navigator of your own light ship. And your ego is coming along for the ride. And you have all of your guides there in your light ship to give you company. And your GPS coordinates are always set to source as your home. going to ask for a very deep cleansing now of the violet light for this group, for your ancestors, for your family members, and your pets, past and present. Feel the violet, that pure, translucent violet, uplifting all dense energies, purifying and cleansing the emotional body and the mental body, uplifting the consciousness of the cells and organs of your body into higher dimensional frequencies up to 144. Give permission to your body to fully receive the violet into the telomeres, the codons of your DNA. And we're going to ask the Arcturian Healing Council to remove the power of love any and all implants, unconscious implants, programming, that have affected our consciousness and our DNA and our soul purpose, this or any other lifetime, to permanently be removed from our bodies, from our field. And that will include any and all levels of mass formation hypnosis or subliminal programming, inherited and or taken on unconsciously. Take a deep breath of the violet. Let it go deep into the lungs now. The next in-breath, long and deep breath into the lungs. Filling up the lungs. Violet, violet, violet. Exhaling, letting go. Now, feel us all connected on the inner planes, all those that have signed up for this call, and those that will sign up for this call and for the replay. We are all connected in a circle of light on the inner planes, supporting one another, contributing to the ascension, the planetary ascension, and the great shift, the great awakening of humanity. And ask to receive now, in a financial reimbursement, your value that you are giving to the world, to the planet, to humanity, to nature, that you are now ready to receive financial reimbursement for your love and service to humanity and the world. Okay, breathe in this beautiful golden light of abundance. And then bringing in the emerald green for divine balance and harmony through your chakra system and your magnetic field that's now going out horizontally, your magnetic field going out horizontally to the world, to the universe. And the rose pink. Healing the heavy heart. Healing the heart of all past sadness and grief. Call in your guardian angels and give your angels an assignment. They are to help protect your energy field, your auric field, from all levels of distortion coming from the collective astral plane and the atmosphere of the earth. And from any and all levels of geopathic stress in the earth. That your body is divinely protected. We're going to seal this meditation and this call with the light of the Christ. And each time you listen to this meditation, it will take you deeper and deeper into your reknowing as a divine creator manifesting in form. And who and what and how you serve in love and truth. Okay, so take your time in coming back. We're going to end this call now, but no hurry in coming back to your room. Allow the integration to be gentle and loving, graceful. Allow the healing and the transformation to occur naturally without effort. And as you go to sleep tonight, ask your oversoul to take you out of the body and take you to visit the Arcturians in their home realm. And then to take you back to source for recharge, rebalancing. So when you come back to the body in the morning, you will be alert, awake, alive, centered, balanced, and calm. So remember to drink water tonight. Stay in the energy. And for some of you, your recalibration may take a bit of time. So be patient. Allow the power to work within you in a most loving manner. So receive now the blessings from the Arcturians as we say goodnight, and have a beautiful rest of your summer.
Thank you so much, Kenji.
Bless you, Kenji. That was lovely.
You're welcome. Thank you all.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you, Kenji, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kenji.
Thanks,
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you, Kenji.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Bye,
Thank you,
y'all.
everyone.
To
Bye.
all.
Good to
Thank
connect
you.
again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kenji. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Blessings to all.
Same to you.
Kenji, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
God bless you, Kenji.
Namaste.
Namaste. God bless you.
Good night and thank you.
Bye.